You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New? Hey Pal, What's New is a product of Sack of Sin Entertainment. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, YouTube, Pandora, and all other podcast locations. Or check us out at sackofsin.com or heypalwhatsnew.com. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. John, Alex, and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like the Goop Podcast. You have been warned. Oh, your balls haven't come through yet. Is that right? Yeah, there we are. I think we're live.
Are we?
We are.
Oh, boy. It's Hey Pal, What's New, everybody?
Hey, pal. What's new with you?
We're in the GBR studios today. My name is Greg, and I got my hetero life mate here, John Alex.
I'm just going to lean back on the fuck couch.
Yeah, we're just chilling at the GBR. Like, it's nice and cozy here. I got the electric fire going, and the usual Christmas tree. Our pal, that son of a bitch, he's there.
We're waiting for Santa Claus.
My God, Santa Claus is coming.
Santa Claus is
I
coming.
literally did my Christmas shopping in one day. I just went.
I hate you.
Bing, bing, bing. Amazon. Hooray!
Gift card, gift card, gift card, gift card.
Nah, no. It's just, it's so funny because my mom will. She always orders stuff, and it's so funny because she goes, "I ordered these matching pajamas from this store, and I haven't received it yet. It's been 2 months." I'm like, "Where did you order it from?" It's just like some freaking weird site. I was like, "Just order stuff on Amazon."
Really?
It comes in 2 days. You have Prime.
I ordered it from China. It's on a slow boat.
Exactly. She gets the receipt, and it's like in some freaking foreign language. I'm like, yeah, good luck for that. Last year, I tried to order Manala this cute little hoodie with cat ears and stuff, and I still haven't gotten it. It's a year later.
Dude, what the hell?
Who cares?
Last week was a total shit show.
It
Literally.
was, and I'm trying to remember my freaking brain of what happened, why we missed it last week.
Fucking toilets exploded at your ex's house.
That's right.
It was like you told me shit was coming up, and then like everything got fixed, and then shit started coming up again.
Oh yeah, and it was perfect timing too because, well, I had the kids over because there was a plumbing problem at my former abode, not the GBR studios,
right?
But yeah, there was toilets overflowing and tubs getting filled with crap. And,
Tub girl.
Yeah, it was definitely tub girl going on there. So I had to. No, it was. So I grabbed the kids that weekend, and I was like, "Look, it was a literal shit show." But I felt so bad for her because, the plumber came and fixed good old Rhoda, and it was all done. And she's like, "Okay, everything's back." And then it happened again, and he's like, "Oh, they said it would happen." $900 later. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so we're happy to be back. Me and my buddy have been hanging out all day, and he took a little napski over there.
I did. Well, we took a little nap while watching the Chicken People movie.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. We were both sitting there, and this chicken documentary. Was it like a chicken contest? I don't know. You fell
It's
asleep.
like the Westminster dog show of chickens.
Oh yeah, and we have a clip from that documentary, don't we?
I think so, somewhere.
We saved the documentary clip because it was quite enjoyable.
Oh, it was.
What's up? How y'all doing? Good morning. Good,
Oh, yeah,
good. What you got for me?
Well, we got these real cute bar rock chickens here.
Yeah, I see it.
Got them nice, long-legged, Rhode Island red chickens.
Rhode Island Red.
Rhode Island Red!
Right there. I want a Rhode Island Red for me. All right?
Yeah,
Two
Rhode
of them.
Island red too.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
Yeah, it was great video. Rhode Island Red.
Yeah, if you get a chance, maybe we'll. Well, I don't know if we can post it on
I don't think
Facebook.
so.
But
Is that Devil's Rejects?
Yeah,
or?
it's a clip from the Devil's Rejects about consummating with a chicken.
Yes.
But yeah, if you get a chance to watch that clip,
Chicken lover.
Poor John, I always hit him with these clips, and we're watching some stupid show. That's how Pineapple came up. Which did you notice the pineapple in the garage?
Was it upside down?
No, it wasn't upside down. But my mom's like, I bought a whole pineapple. And I was like, pineapple.
Pineapple. Johnny, what's wrong?
Exactly. So, yeah, we did miss last week.
Also, I was sick like most of last week, so.
Yeah, and we apologize because we missed that, and also because we were talking about going to see our buddy Vern, one of our Sack of Sin talent roster, Breach the Asylum. He had a show with the Chance. I was looking so forward to going to that show, too, because Jam Syndicate was playing. I was all psyched, and then, I was stuck with the kids, and it was a little shit show and couldn't do anything, so I just sat home with my kids, which, that's not a bad thing, hanging out with my children. I had a good time with my children. I love my children. But, yeah, this year we were, it's been a good year. Things have been good.
It's been a very good year. It was a very good year.
So, we haven't really had time to do our rank episodes and stuff like that, or the Christmas holiday special. I was going to rub some raspberry dressing on my nuts.
Well, but we didn't have a Christmas special, but I did get you a Christmas present.
A present?
A present. You
I
need
got
to open
so
it.
many presents, which, by the way, talk about presents, the perfect holiday gift. If you go to sackofsin.com, if you want to buy a shirt, go on to sackofsin.com, hit the merch page. If you put in the offer code SACKUP, SACKUP, you get 20% off your order. So
not 10%?
Not 10%.
Not 15?
No, 20.
Holy goddamn
percent
off.
Damn it. And you can afterpay that shit too, so it's great. So get yourself a Yikes t-shirt, get yourself a Jackpot Geordie,
nice.
a Donger Deli. We're gonna have Sack of Sin stuff up there too. But if you do go to the Freight House tonight, you can see John and I. We're gonna be attending the Blue Alien Mystic show there tonight.
Bam!
And I'm very happy to see my boys over there. I love that place, and we're gonna have some stuff. The stickers will be free, but you got to buy the shirt, all right?
Yeah.
So let's see what we got going on here for my buddy. Oh, a cock ring. Oh.
You got to show the camera. It's a throwback.
I fucking love you, man. Look at this. Yikes.
It's old dirty bastard yikes. The yikes
How did you
edition.
get yikes on there?
I made it.
Oh, that's so cool.
We were gonna make a t-shirt and put it on the doll, but like on the little action figure.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to rip the package open. I mean, Justin over at Garden State Picker will tell you it's worth more if it's still in the sealed package and without that little tag thing popped out.
Oh, wow. Oh, really? The tag thing is a big thing too?
Yeah.
Guys, this is thank you, buddy. I love this. Yikes!
Put him on your desk. He can advise you.
That's right.
He's got the
and I love
and everything.
And I love the back of it. It says, "Shame on you when you step through to the old dirty bastard, Brooklyn Zoo."
That's right.
True poetry, everyone. True poetry.
Now,
Do you want to hear a funny thing too about old DB? When I used to show my license, when I would go to bars and stuff, like I go to Tuxedo, like, can I have your ID? I took the picture. You know the famous 36 Chambers, old dirty bastard with him, the welfare card, his picture. I cut that picture out and put it on my driver's license and used to show it just to see if people were like, okay, go ahead. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't look like me at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is awesome. But yeah, it's the season, man. It's always weird around the holidays, especially for me, but we're going to have a good old time. I'm going to have a good time. So anyway, does that cover our Hey Pal, What's New? What else went on with you?
We've been sick. We've been flushing toilets. All the good googly got.
John, you got any news?
What you got for us, man?
I do. I was trying to think of what order to do this all in because, like, the news is... Okay, first off, in Star Wars news, I was excited about this one. Not as excited as the one for later on. That last bit of news I'm going to hold in my back pocket. But the Acolyte series that they're doing...
Yes.
There's some set pictures that have come out that tease the High Republic's Wookiee Jedi.
Yes, if you...
So excited.
I did watch... there was a trailer for the second season of Bad Batch.
Yep.
Same thing. There's a Wookiee in there that lights up a lightsaber. You're like,
oh, Jedi Wookiees. Yeah. So
I never knew there was such a thing, but apparently there is.
And I didn't know this. Here's another little bit of news. The new season of The Boys.
Yes.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to be in it, but not even the cast knows who he's playing yet.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too. I know that we talked. I think the last time we talked, the spinoff that they're doing.
Nah, it was just a chat between me and you. That wasn't even. That was like us talking, but not on air. That spinoff series of like the what's it called?
Is it Gen V or something like that? They're actually airing that at the same time as the new season of The Boys. So
now, is the timeline concurrent or?
I think it is. I mean, there are people from The Boys that showed up in the trailer,
right?
But it's cool for the fact that like not only we're gonna get 2 days a week of boy goodness.
Oh.
2 days a week of boys.
I'm going to have to stock up on the boy butter.
Yeah, oh boy. Please, do not despair. It is okay to be a boy lover.
Wow.
Something from a Nambla clip. Anyway.
Whoa. I don't know.
Something Howard Stern used to play all the time.
I was going to say, I don't want to know what websites you're subscribing to.
Please, do not despair. I used to do it to my girls all the time. Do not despair. It is okay to be a boy lover.
So kind of under the umbrella of like a whole bunch of different stories that I had that like are unfolding almost real time as we're sitting here.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Is everything that's going on with the DC universe. From them scrapping a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton in it.
Okay.
To them dropping the Wonder Woman 3 movie.
Yeah.
To Henry Cavill's no longer going to be Superman, that they're going back to like the younger days.
Yep.
There's a lot of shit going on DC, which I will say I was a little bright side of that is Henry Cavill, since he's not going to be Superman now, but he is going to star. They're making a Warhammer series on Amazon. I'm not a Warhammer fan. I don't know how much you know about it.
Neither am I.
I think Bondi's Joe Bondi's a Warhammer guy.
He's a total Warhammer
and they're doing
guy.
I found out today that Warhammer 40K refers to like the year in the timeline of Warhammer.
Okay.
So it's like Warhammer 40K or 60K. And again, I'm probably people are yelling at us. The one person who listens is like, that's not right. But
yeah,
they're doing a Warhammer 40K series on Amazon, and it's going to star Henry Cavill. So
yeah, I mean, I think the boy is going to be okay. I mean, we had talked about it. And
it helps that he's easy on the eyes.
Yeah. But I do feel bad for the Cavill a little bit, just for the fact that what's been going on with that is that, you know, Warner Brothers has been a complete mess.
Yeah.
And in October, they were like, go ahead, announce that you're going to be, you know, in the DC. Superman's back. Everybody, yeah. And then Gunn and Safran come in and go,
No, I don't think so.
No. And, you know, we talked about it before we got on mic. It was like, I gave it the old Chris Rock of like, yeah, it's a... But I understand.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. You know, there is a certain stank that goes on with the DEC EU stuff. Now, we had talked about how Man of Steel is very underrated.
Yes.
It was almost to the point where I never saw it in the theater, and because everybody was like, oh, it's garbage. And then I watched it on and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? This freaking movie is great.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I've always been a Dick Donner Superman. You know, Christopher Reeve, you know, Superman 2, Neil Before His Odd, all that good stuff. So Christopher Reeve was always my Superman, so I was like, eh. So now Cavill's out. Apparently what they're planning on doing is doing a full reboot.
Which is what it needs. I think one of the problems the DC Universe has had is that it's had so many like reimaginations that nothing feels like it fits together.
No, yeah.
And they need to go like, we're going to fucking wipe the slate clean, start from scratch, and build from ground zero, and build a universe from the beginning like it should have been, like they did at Marvel.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because the casting for the DC universe, it was great.
But I'm sure we'll love the new casting.
Yeah, I mean, we had Gal Gadot, who was awesome as Wonder Woman. You had Batfleck, which I still contest. He was one of my favorite Batmans.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, so now they're even talking, too, about, all right, well, Pattinson, you know, Battinson, or whatever you want to call it, that is all separate. They're still doing it. But they're talking about Ben Affleck doing it, directing, like, the same thing they talked about 10 years ago. He was going to direct and write a Batman, but now they're going to have another Batman. You're like, well, what the, you know, I think perfect. it's perfect timing just for the fact that
is.
Flashpoint's coming out.
Not only that, I think it's perfect timing too because it feels like right now the Marvel universe is kind of just treading water, trying to stay afloat.
Yes, so it's a good chance for DC to kind of move in and go.
And hold my beer, I got this.
Yeah. You guys, Quantumania, all you want over here. We're gonna origin. Now, what's good is that James Gunn also, if you follow him on Twitter, he responds to fan questions all the time. He's very good with that. He did say that now he is writing the Superman movie and possibly directing it too.
You know who should write it?
Who?
Kevin Smith.
Oh, of course.
Put a giant spider in it. Gotta scratch my balls.
He got his giant spider.
Dude, my taint itches so bad.
Really?
Itchy taint.
There's plenty of topical cream you could put on that. But anyway.
I threw you off.
You did. And that's another thing, too. Thank God. Hopefully Peacemaker makes it through.
Oh, it better.
I mean, it is a James Gunn property, so it'd be pretty funny if he was like, yeah, we'll get rid of that shit. It's like, but you wrote and directed that.
Well, and I look at like you're a James Donner Superman, but I parallel that to I don't know if you've ever seen like Barney Stinson doing his whole Star Wars thing, that like basically anybody born after 1975, they like people born before 1975 are like, what the fuck is with these Ewoks? People after, and it has to do with the fact that like when that movie came out, you were a certain age where you were kind of over this like, toy doll furry creature thing. But people born after 1975, when that movie came out, they were at that age where like, I love dolls and I love little furry fuzzy things, and that became the dividing line amongst a lot of Star Wars people. And I think we have that same divide with the DC universe. It's like those of us who grew up with the Donnerverse, that we love those old movies and are looking for like a taste of that nostalgia in the newer stuff. And the younger people younger than us are like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I want my like, super crazy fast whatever Superman and my, kick-ass badass Batman. It's like,
yeah. I mean, everybody's got their favorite era of superhero. Like, Star Wars is the perfect example. I mean, we were born around the perfect time. I mean, when A New Hope came out, I was 77, so I was 6 years old. I was the perfect demographic.
I was
for
5.
That. So, seeing those, but there's a whole generation of people that were that age when the prequels came out. So now they're like, the prequels is their original trilogy, and we're looking at the prequels going, that's garbage. But then now everybody looks at the prequels and go, they were pretty damn good. I mean, they've
aged well over time, I think. And not that well, but well enough.
And it'll be interesting to see moving forward with Star Wars. It's like, is the sequel trilogy going to get that kind of love maybe 20 years from now?
Maybe the first two.
Yeah. Oh, Rise of Skywalker is horrible. I'm a huge Last Jedi defender. I love that movie. I haven't watched that. Rise of Skywalker is talk about the rewatchability factor.
I've watched it once, and that was it.
I think I've seen it like twice, and was just like, meh. When I remember first walking out of it, you always get that feeling when you come out of a theater of a movie, you really, really want to like it, and you're like, wow. And I remember looking back at a tweet or something that I was like, oh, thank you. That was such a great movie, Rise of Skywalker.
Because you want to like it so much that you just focus on the things that are going to make you like it and ignore everything that you should hate about it.
Yeah, and it's tough. Like you said, this whole thing with DC, it's perfect timing because of Flashpoint. They could wipe everything clean.
Yep.
And it's funny because even with the everybody's just talking about Henry Cavill and oh my God, and how can you... Dude, when Man of Steel and Batman v Superman came out, you all talked about when it was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I enjoyed both those movies.
You shit on him, and now everybody's like, oh, we want him back. That's what we want?
Yeah. Make up your mind. You sound like one of my ex-girlfriends.
It's like, I was going to say, it's like the ex-girlfriend who breaks up with you, and then as soon as you start dating somebody else, they're like, well, wait, but don't you love me anymore?
Yeah.
Like, bitch, you dumped me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
They want you to be sitting at home crying in your, your Cheerios. But, hey, look,
I don't eat Cheerios.
Sometimes
I'm a Fruit Loop guy.
Are you Fruit Loops? Oh, yeah. It reminds me, too, like last week, I went out because I had the girls last weekend.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to go get bagels, So I got a dozen bagels because Violet had a couple of her friends over for sleepover, party time. And,
party time.
And I bring out the whole, like, dozen bagels, and I'm like, oh, I got the cream cheese. And, of course, Zoe's like, I want vegetable cream cheese. I'm like, I'll go get that, and get it all set up. And I'm like, hey, Violet, we got a whole bunch of bagels. And she walks by me, and she goes, and I had now every Halloween I stop, like you with the Christmas Crunch, the Frankenberry cereal and the Blueberry cereal. I'm
I miss
freaking
that shit
buying,
so much.
I'm buying that stuff like crazy. And Violet walks by me and I said, honey, I got some fresh bagels from JV Bagels. Free plug. They're freaking awesome. And I said, go have some bagels. And she looks at me and she goes, I'm going to house the shit out of that freaking Frankenberry downstairs. She literally said, I'm going to house the shit out of that Frankenberry.
One last news, and I filed this under news that makes my dick hard.
Okay.
The fucking Ahsoka Tano series. Apparently, we're getting multiple versions of Ahsoka, and I don't mean like multiverse. I mean, they're going to go throughout Ahsoka's timeline, so you're going to have all different age versions of Ahsoka.
Okay.
But to give you that throbbing twitch is the fact that it's also going to include multiple Vader fights.
All right, hold on a second.
Multiple Vader fights, dude. I mean, as long as we get that kick-ass Hayden Christensen Vader that, like... And again, that's another one, like you were saying, people shit on him. Oh, whiny Vader. But now, like, he's back in the Obi-Wan series, and people are, like, fucking going crazy. Yeah. And I attribute that to the fact, like you said, the generation that prequel series was their Star Wars, they are all in their, like, 30s now, and they're the money spenders. They're the ones that are, like, watching this stuff and consuming it like crazy. So, of course, they're, like, creaming at the jeans for Hayden Christensen as Vader.
Yeah, same thing. Like, when he came out, everyone was, like, called him Mannequin Skywalker because he couldn't act. And
that was
stuff.
us. That was our generation, really.
True. I mean, looking back at the prequels, I mean, I enjoyed the prequels. I never shit on them. Attack of the Clones is a little... But regardless, it's still, besides Empire Strikes Back, really there is no middle in a trilogy that is ever... Well, now, see, I can't even say that either because of The Dark Knight. But anyway.
But you know what it is? I like that it closes the loops.
It does, yeah. I mean, I'll put Revenge of the Sith... I usually put that like third of all my Star Wars. I'll always pick Empire, Sith, Rogue One. Those are like my top.
Yeah, I think like top. It's gonna be Empire, Rogue One, and then I don't know where I'm gonna go after that.
Jedi.
Those two are so. I mean, that's a strong first and second. That's like the guy who finishes. The guys who finish first and second, and 3 minutes later, the guy comes across third. Who the fuck's third place?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, usually I can go back to, and like I said, I mean, there's not really a Star Wars.
New Hope. I'll go New Hope 3. Sorry.
Yeah,
because purely for originality and nostalgia.
It's the OG. You got to do it. So yeah. I mean, we can do our whole rank of Star Wars one day, but it's interesting. Yeah, how tastes change over the years where people are like Hayden Christensen's got to come back, and it's just like time heals all wounds, as they say. After a while, I'm sure people are going to look back at freaking I don't know.
Well, when you think back nostalgically at something, you forget how bad it was at the time.
Yeah, until you revisit it.
I will say that's all I got for news.
John, you got any news?
Yeah, man. It's it's end of the year stuff, so now everybody's just kind of finishing up. It's not really as new stuff is coming out, which is usually weird because I think I remember in past years, December was always a big movie month.
Yeah.
And this month has just been kind of like, I mean, we could talk about some of the movies we want to see. I mean, have you seen anything new that you could tell me about?
Movie wise, I watched a couple of things. You and I talked about the fact that I hadn't known that you went to go see Violent Night.
I didn't go see it.
Oh, I thought you said you saw it. The Mel Gibson Santa Claus, not Mel Gibson. The
David Harbour.
Hopper Santa.
Hopper Santa.
Dude, it was so fucking good.
That's right. You were telling me about it because you said you saw it,
and I would totally see it again.
Yeah, I heard it got good reviews.
It was it's the same people who do John Wick and Nobody.
Okay.
So it's got that really John Wick Nobody vibe, but it's also got a mix of Home Alone and Tim Allen's Santa Claus with a dash of that animated movie Rise of the Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of got that whole thing. It's like this Santa who's like just fucking, you know, he's just fed up with like the Christmas thing, and everybody's like, I want cash, I want this. But like you get a little backstory. Like he was a fucking kick-ass barbarian fucking Viking killing people with his warhammer. And they don't tell you how he became Santa, but apparently the movie did so well they're already talking sequel and getting more into like his backstory.
Yeah, I had heard reviews from it. I mean, you had told me about it and how good it was, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are calling it like Die Hard Santa.
Yeah. And the little girl who's in it, she does this whole like she talks about Home Alone and how great it was in the booby traps. She's like, should I set booby traps in Home Alone? He goes, I don't know what that is, but yeah, do it.
Yeah, I heard about that too. There's a lot of similarities to Home Alone and
On
Die
purpose.
Hard and stuff. Yeah, no, there's parts where like that's a simple. Die Hard is a simple premise that you can apply to pretty much every and a lot of movies. It's like hostage comes in, there's trouble, there's a lone wolf guy that's got to
Yeah.
This one just happens to be Santa Claus smashing people in the head with a sledgehammer.
That's right.
Which, hey, look, we play Garbage Day every week.
Dude,
We're all fans of...
The fight scenes in that thing were so good.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I'm starting to, even though Christmas is like, 2 weeks away, 10 days away
Yes.
maybe at this point, I still have to watch the Christmas Story sequel. I still have to watch the Guardians Christmas special. I've been kind of saving them, I'm like, maybe this weekend, my weekend watch date, because I don't have kids.
Normally during Christmas time, I watch a shit ton of Hallmark Channel Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Nothing. Haven't watched anything.
No.
I was all psyched when they did their, like, they released their, like, calendar of Christmas specials. I was like, ooh, new ones every weekend, and I haven't watched shit.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Frosty. I haven't watched the Rudolph. I haven't watched Dick.
No, I did watch on Netflix. They had this movie that was getting a lot of heat, like not heat, like a lot of traction. It's a Norwegian film, I think. It's called Troll. It's basically fucking Godzilla, dude.
Yeah,
It's Godzilla with a fucking troll.
Now this is out, or it's about to come out, or
It's been out.
Ah, okay.
And I told you I watched that movie Emancipation, Will Smith.
Yeah,
It's fucking glory. It's got a very glory vibe to it.
we're all running out of ideas, kids. We got to start, coming up with some different stuff. So, yeah, people goof on all the comic book movies and shit like that, but it's like, they have 70 years.
At least give me a movie that's got, like, okay, based on a true story. Like, I watched this movie last night called Bandit with Josh Duhamel. I don't know if you know Josh Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel? Yeah, I know.
And
Josh
Mel
Duhamel.
Gibson's in it also. And it's this, like, movie about this guy. It's basically, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie Catch Me If You Can?
Oh, yeah.
It's
And
very
Ready.
it's
He's my
very
favorite.
Catch Me If You Can. It's this guy who realizes, like, in Canada, it's like you can walk into a bank and be like, put all the money from the drawer in the bag and no die packs, no silent alarms, and they won't ring the silent alarm and they won't put a die pack, and you could just walk out. And he robs like 60-something banks.
Freaking Canada.
But, like, I found out I'm watching this movie and I'm going, there's just something that seems off here. Like, what kind of person does this? Like, what, and it turns out, like, the guy was probably, if you watch the video, a little clip of the guy afterwards, he's got some issues. And you realize that's kind of part of why, like, he's dating this girl and he's living in, like, a Christian hostel that, you got to be there by 11 o'clock to get a bed kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's like, dude, why is this guy living like that? And when you see the real guy, you're like, oh, okay. Like, nothing wrong with him, but you realize, like, he's kind of never had a home and he's got some mental issues because of that. And then he meets this girl and then they fall in love kind of thing. And, like, she gets pregnant and he's like, oh, man, I'm going to be a dad. And he's, like, so excited about it. Like, you're like, why is this such a big deal to him? Like, I mean, I know to most people, but he's just dating this girl. And you realize, like, he kind of was like a socially awkward guy who never really thought he was going to even have, like, a girlfriend, let alone get married and have a kid. But he literally has this knack of, like, looking at the bank and the thing. He's like, oh. And in one scene, he's like, he bets Mel Gibson's character, like, I need you to front, like, a big job I want to do, but I need money to get it, to do it. And he goes, Mel's like, I'm not going to do it. And he goes, how about this? I guarantee I could rob that bank across the street in 3 minutes. And he's like, no way. And he goes, you're on. He goes, okay. So he goes out there, walks across the street, goes into a fucking porta potty. You see the thing shaking? He comes out in a construction outfit, goes into, like, this other thing, comes out with like this, like changes into like this guard uniform, goes in and comes the construction thing. When he goes in, he acts like he's there to do something, and they're like, he never comes out the front. They're like, where the fuck is he? I'm like, time's up. And all of a sudden he walks in the back door of the bar because he walked in like he was there to fix something, stole a bunch of money, and walked out.
Good times.
It's a good movie, but I'm like, I see why it went. I don't know if it's direct to video or not, but I think it's pretty fucking direct to video.
It reminds me a lot of that Tom Holland movie Cherry, where he robs the banks and stuff. I really enjoyed that movie. That was a good one. But yeah, I mean, this month, they do have, obviously Avatar: The Way of Water is coming out, which you haven't seen yet.
No,
right?
but my wife and daughter went last night.
Okay, maybe we'll get a review.
I sent them to the movies.
Oh, you should probably have them call in and say, hey, how was the movie? I'm sure Kate doesn't want to get on it.
I'm sure she probably might. We got a message on the stream there.
Oh, what do we
I
got
can't
there?
see it, though. Is that someone peddling sex to us again?
I can't see it from here. Boo this man. Boo this man.
How dare you not see the Christmas Story sequel?
Oh, I'm getting to it.
That's Derpy.
Derpy? Listen there, Derpy. I'll get to it.
Who's Derpy? Isn't Derpy your brother?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll get to it. It's not like I'm against it. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch. I'm very... Look, I don't want to get personal about the whole Christmas season.
You should.
It's a sensitive thing for me, But anyway, I'll get into the Christmas spirit. I'll paint my jingle balls, and we'll have a good time, all right? I'll watch Christmas Story Christmas. I'll watch the Guardians one. Look, I even love Tightwad Tyrone and the Fat Albert Christmas special.
Well, Justin on the chat says, I don't know why it's not coming up on there. He said, oh my God, he's got a lot. I didn't get into the Bad Batch too much for some reason. I'll have to give it a watch. Yes, you do need to give it another go, Justin.
Yeah.
Sounds like, what does that say? Udo Killer. Udo Kier? LOL. I have a wild story about him. I don't know what that's in reference to. I hated it besides the beginning on Krypton. Superman is wildly boring. He's talking about Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it wasn't like...
If you watch Rebels, they introduced the interdimensional time travel with Ezra being back and have been missing. I think it's about to get wild. And again, now we're fucking throwing time travel in as a way to explain everything. I hate that.
Technically, at the end of Rebels, Ezra and Thrawn went to the unknown regions.
Okay.
But I know there is a thing, and I forget it was in Rebels or something like that. I'm sure Justin will correct me, but there was a time travel kind of thing that they went in there. The World Between Worlds, I want to say it is.
Yeah.
They dabbled in time travel a little bit, but hopefully they won't.
That was a dark jet, a Sith thing that they had like that. I remember it. I've seen it talked about.
Unlimited power.
Somehow Palpatine came back.
I thought he was dead.
Thought I had that on here. I think I didn't. I don't think I put it on this one.
Oh, rats. Well, if we do music, I wasn't going to do music, but stay tuned, kids. I did find something that was released.
Oh boy, did you?
Yeah, because I actually went through. But yeah, I think like we did mention before that, The Way of Water. I know we're going to do the late to the party. I still haven't seen Avatar. I will see Way of Water. And I do want to watch the first Avatar before we do that. So maybe, probably not December, maybe January. We can always we can post that episode. Maybe we'll do a twofer. We'll do a Way of Water and hey, Greg saw the first Avatar.
And I know there's not a lot of new stuff out per se, but I mean, we talked a lot about trailers, and I found it so funny that you mentioned last time. Oh, man, we talked about last year about Yellow Jackets, and I haven't seen shit.
Yep.
And what drops that next day was the freaking trailer for the new... It wasn't even a trailer, it was a teaser.
Oh, yeah, it's very short, but I willed it into existence, everybody. I needed my Yellow Jackets, and it's coming back.
Now,
when did they say it was coming? I think it's like in the
middle of next year.
Yeah, like May or June, of which I'm off to. I love that show.
Did you get to see that? I think I sent it to you. I don't know if I sent it to you or not. The trailer for that movie Infinity with Mia Goth and Alex Skarsgård. It's like a crime thriller about with cloning and shit.
You didn't send me that one.
It looks pretty fucking great. It's Mia Goth now. Now I'm obsessed with Mia Goth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
Wow, she's nice on the eyes.
Well, that and just like
she's a great actress.
She
too.
plays great psycho.
Yes, she does. She does.
And that's kind of what she plays in this. And I'm like, oh, they're giving her that. She's about to become the new horror scream queen, man.
Yeah, I mean, and the sequel to X is coming out soon.
But that doesn't star her. Is that going to have Jenna Ortega in it, or is Mia Goth going to be in it?
Mia Goth was Pearl, right?
Pearl, right? So she dies in this. Oh, spoiler.
Well, that's the prequel, and then who's the one that survived at the end of X?
Jenna
Mia?
Ortega's character.
Oh, okay. So they're doing one on her.
Mia Goth was the old lady in X.
Yes,
and she dies,
and she was the young. She played both
that
parts.
was her,
and she played Pearl. And there is a sequel to X coming out of the survivor being a porn star in Hollywood. So I forget the name of it.
Don't tell me Jenna Ortega's going to be like a survivor porn. But then again, at the end of X, Jenna Ortega's character was very like, you could see her going like that, like crazy.
Yeah, or maybe it's a prequel. I don't know. We'll have to look it up. There's a sequel to. I don't know if it's a sequel or maybe it's in between. I don't know. But
the only other trailer I cared about that came out was that one for the fucking whale. Oh my god, I cried during that shit. I'm not even gonna pretend like I didn't.
I gotta get back on my meds, man. I've been off a couple of days. I came up to one of the movies I did watch. It's been around late to the party, but I've seen it a few times. Was Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Right.
The one with Tom Hanks being, and I'm up at like I don't know early on a Sunday, and I sit in this chair that you see here, my chair, and that movie was on, and I just started bawling. And I came upstairs. I'm like, I gotta get back on the Zoloft.
I gotta get back to my.
I've been off a few days just because of my prescription, and I'm just like, and I'm trying to explain it to my mother, who my mom, she loves all that Hallmark shit. Hey, who's in that? Is it Woody Hanks? No.
Woody Hanks.
But I told her about it, and I gave it a premise. I told her I was all weepy eyed and stuff like that. And she's so funny because I think it was like the next day or the day. She goes, Gregry, that movie was on, that one with Tom Hanks as the Mr. Rogers. Why the fuck were you crying on that?
Oh, God.
I'm like, you cold-hearted. No, I was kidding a bit. Like, I was like, I've been off this Zoloft for a couple of days. I'm a little antsy. Yeah, I get misty-eyed sometimes. Whatever. It's the season. 'Tis the season. Which, listen, you guys depressed this season? Come on over. We'll have a good time. But yeah, trailer-wise, The Whale, wow.
Yeah.
I was trying to look for it because I knew you were coming early. I was like, is it playing? Maybe we go see The Whale. No, it's not.
It's limited run. It comes out like the 21st or something like that. But from what I'm hearing is like everybody is going fucking nuts over his performance, Brendan Fraser's performance, but saying that the movie in general just sucks.
Well, it's kind of confined from what I understand. It's all based, because the guy, kid can't get out of the house.
Yeah.
He's going to drink one of them Dick Gregory's.
Jesus Christ.
Get all Walter Hudson on us. Yeah, but it all takes place inside his apartment.
Right.
So it's a little confined. It's a little... look, dude, I watched an interview with Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser. 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 I don't know why. Every time I see him, I saw him interviewed on Kimmel, and they did an actor-on-actor one where Adam Sandler interviewed Brendan, and because those two were in Airheads,
right,
which totally forgot about.
Such a good movie.
Just every time I see the guy, I'm like, I love Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I can't I'm not a big fan of the Mummy.
Well,
I've seen him in. Look. I'll give him, if you've ever seen the movie With Honors with Joe Pesci, oh boy. That movie will talk about bringing you to tears. That movie is amazing.
I think also watching him in an interview and knowing everything he went through.
Yeah, see, I don't really, to be quite honest, I'm not 100% of what he went through. I know there was abuse.
I've heard the stories of him working on George of the Jungle and having to adhere to such a strict diet that he said he stopped someplace to get food and passed out. He thought he was gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was he was the hot actor. He was in great shape, really hot, and every freaking gay Hollywood exec wanted to have sex with him and sexually harass the guy. And that's kind of what killed part of his career was not just all the physical shit that abused his body getting in shape and doing things for those roles, but the emotional damage of that shit and missing out on roles because he wouldn't fuck Hollywood people.
Yeah, it's a real shame. And now I see him, it just warms my heart. Like every time I see him, I'm just like, dude, good
Doom
for
Patrol.
you,
And I had it on my notes somewhere,
yeah.
but like the new season of Doom Patrol started, and it's just like he's in that, and he's a fucking robot, and he's fucking amazing, and I love it too because the robot is constantly wearing Descendants shirts.
Yeah, and it's just something about, like, I don't know, and whenever I see him on, like, I watched the Kimmel interview with him and the Adam Sandler one, which if you get a chance to watch especially the actor and actor one with Sandler,
Yeah.
it's so good. Like, it's just, and he's just so humble and grateful, and
I feel like
he
watching
kind of
Bert-
reminds me of a little bit thinner Rick Yonke now.
Yeah.
He's got that face.
Yeah,
He's got our buddy Ricky's face. Where are you, Ricky? I haven't seen you in a long time.
We haven't seen you
Ricky,
forever.
those men wanted to have sex with me. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I feel like watching Brendan Fraser, I'm just like, it's like your brother. It's like watching your brother.
Yeah, and you're just like, good for him, man. Like, he deserves a W. Like, he really does.
Okay, Vern, we'll see you guys at the BAM show later.
Oh, yeah, Bammy.
He's got some shit going on there. We got like 3 different chats. I gotta figure out the chat shit at some point.
Yeah.
Well,
at least you're monitoring.
So the only other thing I had there was that, and
They did do Across the Spider-Verse. That trailer came out.
yes, which I could take or leave. I'm not that.
People go crazy.
It's just so like watching the breakdowns of like, well, that's this Spider-Man, that's this Spider-Man, that's this one's like, okay, calm down, okay, just
They're getting a little spider crazy. I mean, the first one...
put your web slinger back in your pants.
You know, people go nuts over that one. I mean, I'm dying to see a live-action Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah.
That movie, the animated one, you know, the Into the Spider-Verse, I mean, I loved it.
Yeah.
Little hammy, you know, not the spider ham. But, you know, it was good. It wasn't like... And people are like, oh, the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. I'm like, slow down. It's really good.
My worry with these things is you run into, like, we got lucky with the likes of, like, Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland that, like, you know, 5-10 years goes by and they still look really young.
Yeah.
But I look at something like the Flash show and the guy they had who played Kid Flash. They had to do some, like, he went away thing because he went from being, like, this little guy to being, like, 7 feet fucking tall. And you're like, how did this guy just jump up in height like that overnight? And it's because, like, the time that goes by between filmings, he hits a growth spurt. So, you know, having someone like a live-action Miles Morales, I think the risk is always, as with any other actor that's going to be, like, a young character who's in high school, you worry about them aging up and growing too much to the point where, like, they can't even do that role because they're like, well, you know, you went from a freshman in high school to a sophomore in high school who went from 5 feet tall to 6'2" in 1 year. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, but we also did see the original Spider-Mans with the they no way like what's God, I can't even remember the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. It's like
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. I'm a high school student, dude. You look 30. It's like watching Welcome Back Kotter.
That's right. Oh my God.
Oh, you found my Grogu. Yeah, but
Grogu's just chilling with me.
So there is a lot of stuff, definitely. I mean, between the new year coming out with the DC stuff, obviously Marvel. It's really interesting. Like, not a peep from Marvel about anything. I mean, Quantumania is coming out in February. But as far as like DC shows, I heard that the Echo show was pushed back another 6 months. Which, I mean, whatever.
Who cares?
I really didn't like what they did. I know you're a big fan of Hawkeye, which I am too.
Right.
They kind of did Kingpin a little dirty.
Yeah.
He was too goofy. I'm like, and even, you know, Daredevil and She-Hulk, I was kind of like, I liked it. I liked his new, you know, ketchup and mustard outfit.
Yeah.
But, you know, kind of harken
like
back
his
to
walk
the
of
old.
shame.
Yeah, the walk of shame. It was a little weird to kind of see those Netflix characters be kind of PG-13'd out. And it gave me a little bit of scare because of Deadpool. But I'm like, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I mean, is that. And then TV. And like I said, it's December, so the only thing I've been watching that's new is Tulsa King, which it's getting better and better, dude.
Dude,
like,
I said I don't think it conveyed it when his daughter's like, you know, you left and we had nothing and there was me and mom and no money and we were homeless. She's like, and you know, when I was about however many, like when I was a teenager, you know, so-and-so came over and I finally found out why they called him the package and it's not because he's a delivery guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a gut punch.
Yeah,
and he's like, what do you do? And she's like, forget if I said anything. And like, she knew what the fuck she was doing. I think she knew like either one or two things gonna happen. He's gonna fucking kill this guy and step up as a dad, or he's gonna fucking kill this guy and they're gonna kill him and I'll be done with him.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how it stepped up between that and the guy who's running the pot store. They kidnapped him and they're threatening, and like he'll sell freaking.
Oh yeah,
he'll sell
anybody.
Sly under the bus. Like he'll throw him under the bus in a minute. Which technically he has a point because he's just like, oh, what does he do for you? He's like, well, he extorts me. Like he tries to pretend he's friend, but who's that guy that owns the bar too? He's a badass.
Oh yeah. When he's like, this is fucking Indian Navajo Nation. You have no fucking authority here, so get the fuck out of my fucking bar.
Yeah. Oh man.
To the cops, and I was like, oh, this is a fucking ex-con who's like, get the fuck out of my bar.
Yeah. Yeah,
they got no authority,
and it's funny because you see the loyalty that they have for. I mean, what is Sly's character's name? Is it Dwight? No.
Dwight, yeah,
Dwight. Where it's just like you got his driver who's like super committed to him.
Yep.
Then you have the pot guy who's like, screw him, he's trying to extort me, and then the bar owner who's like all in. So it's like,
and then you got the big Indian guy who's like just happy. He's like, I'm just happy you're including me and treating me like a normal person.
Yeah. It's so good. Like in the beginning,
one of the ladies I work with was like, oh, I thought that was crap. I watched the first 20 minutes and I shut that off because it was shit. And I was like,
my mom said that too. Because she's like, oh, we'll watch the Rocky Stallone show together, and she's like, I didn't really like it. I was like, in the beginning, I'll be honest, when I first started watching it, I was hoping that it would be more of like a gritty Sopranos kind of Godfather thing, and it kind of isn't. But that's okay.
But I kind of knew it wasn't going to be because it's the same people who make Yellowstone.
Yes.
And I love Yellowstone.
So, people give it a chance if you get a chance. It's like 4 episodes or 5 episodes in. And like we keep saying the past episodes, it's like, I don't even think I've ever seen him play a gangster. But, oh my God, he's so good. And that ending, because it was funny. You had said something, and I went to my holiday Christmas party, which was just a lunch, and we were, shooting the shit. I was sitting with the partners and stuff, and they were like, my boss was like, do you watch Tulsa King? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, did you watch the last episode? I'm like, no. He goes, oh. And then you texted, did you watch Tulsa King? I'm like, no. I haven't caught up. I'm going to watch this week. You're like, oh. I'm like, what is this episode?
It was so
good. I was like, if I watch this episode and this episode blows, I'm going to text you and my boss and go, what the fuck?
And it did not disappoint.
Nope. I sent the text back to you. I said, dude, Tulsa King, #squish.
He fucking boots him right to the face.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's like, what, are you here to give me some more of your money? He's like, it's basically like, no, I'm here to fucking smash your head in for fucking my daughter.
Oh, and that.
Fucking my teenage daughter. Raping my teenage daughter. Let's just call it what it was.
Could you imagine that? Like, you go in, you're in some kind of mob gang family, and you get sent for 25 years. You don't rat on this family, and you serve that 25 years. In that time, somebody from the crew rapes your freaking daughter.
And the crew, the boss of the crew didn't take care of your family while you were on the inside.
No. And that freaking guy, I guess he's the son of the Godfather that's dying.
That's not who he killed, but the other guy was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. The one that always calls and gives him shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck him.
Fuck him. I hope my pops. That's a really bad wig he's wearing too.
Oh God, yeah. I hope that whole crew goes down.
Oh, I hope they do.
Well, now let me ask you a question though. When I was watching it, he went to the Godfather. He goes, "Did you know? Did you?" And it sounded like he didn't know.
Right.
So
I don't think he knew that
that the package was delivering the package.
Yeah.
I don't think that he knew because he was like, "Why? What the fuck?" You know. So you can't really blame him. But the son knows.
Oh, the son knows.
And that young crew, like, it's like Sly is kind of like in between. There's the young crew that are all tough guys that are working the mob now that when he was in the camp.
Living off the reputation of the older guys like Stallone.
And they give him no respect.
Yep.
But
they won't give respect to the older guys like Stallone who did 25 years, but they expect him to give respect to them. It's like, what the fuck how did you earn your bones? You didn't. You haven't earned shit.
And the other guy that tried to kill him.
That guy was at the horse ranch.
Yeah, they talked about why he thought he was going to get him.
Right.
But he was hired to kill him because he's like, you did they thought he was gonna they thought Sly was gonna rat to get out of prison,
Right.
and he never did.
And he said that the one guy, the son, had hired guys in jail to kill him to keep him from talking.
Yeah,
He's like, you fucking kidding me?
yeah. So I cannot wait. Sly
I think
just needs
what's
to,
going to happen is he's going to form a business partnership with those bikers and take down the family.
I hope so. Well, I mean, it's like they're New York and he's Tulsa now, so it's kind of like he technically doesn't have to. I mean, that scumbag freaking son, he's like, you got to kick up your stuff every week. He's like, you know.
He's going to be like, I'm not kicking shit up
You got to
anymore.
be an earner. Oh, yeah, he ain't fucking sending shit. I'm surprised that, and you can kind of see even though the younger guys were they're scumbags, like when they didn't intervene.
Right.
Because they knew.
Yep.
They knew once he came in and was starting slapping that guy around, putting his face on the iron.
Oh, God.
Gave him the old Dwighty from freaking Walking Dead. Gave him that. They didn't intervene.
Nope.
They could have easily took out and popped him.
Nope.
But they're like, no, he gets it. He
I think
deserves
to
it.
some degree they were just like, finally we're fucking rid of this guy. We don't have to take care of it. We don't have to stop.
yeah.
We don't have to keep cleaning up his fucking big cock messes.
Yeah, exactly. But,
So the only other thing I did watch a new show.
ooh.
I watched that new, and I said to Kate, I asked her, did you watch all the National Treasure movies the other night because of the new TV series? And she's like, what? I was like, the TV series of National Treasure that's coming on Disney Plus Wednesday. And she's like, wait, there is? So there's a new series on a National Treasure TV series on Disney Plus.
Really?
It loosely relates to like the movies where the Harvey Keitel FBI guy who's a Freemason. I don't know how much you know about the National Treasure movies with Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. And Harvey Keitel's in those
Harvey
movies, too?
Keitel was in the end of the movie where he's like this FBI agent who's a Freemason who knows about the treasure that was hidden and is they kind of protected it for a long time.
Yeah.
And now this show there's a whole other like Aztec Mayan treasure that they've helped to protect hiding for years, and they're searching for it. And
I could see how that would translate into a show, just because those movies are very like
solve this puzzle, go
solve a
here.
riddle,
Solve
yeah.
this, go here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what the show is. It delivers exactly what I want from it, and
But it doesn't
I really
have-
enjoyed it. I
But
mean,
it doesn't have Nicolas Cage in it.
yeah, it's got a very again, I keep saying this about shows I'm watching, like Willow and stuff, but it's got a very CW vibe to it.
You were always a fan of the WB, the CW. We used to call you the CW.
That's right.
No, or we used to call you
WB.
the WB because you loved all those like Charmed and shit like that.
Stop. Well, that's where
Stop it.
fucking Batman was too. Was on the fucking CW.
I know. I couldn't. I watched
WB. The
W-
WB, the frog. Michigan J Frog.
I'm just throwing out all the freaking impressions here. I figured I was going to do my Harvey Keitel. You're going to be okay.
Spoiler alert, Harvey Keitel dies in the first episode of National Treasure. He's
Oh,
old,
rats.
he's senile, he's talking, he thinks... Well, okay, and again, the other character in this...
But do you see his balls like you do in that piano?
Bad Lieutenant?
Oh, Bad Lieutenant.
or,
I
show
know
me
how
how you suck... Anyway.
That's the last time I'm going to tell you.
but in the show, one of the other main characters, it's this one girl whose dad was like a treasure hunter, and the Freemasons all knew about him because he helped like find this treasure and hide it or whatever, or keep it hidden. But the other main character is Harvey Keitel's grandson. Who the grandson hasn't talked to Harvey Keitel in a really long time because he blames him for his father's death because the father was out chasing this treasure that Harvey Keitel always talked about, but so was this girl's dad, and it was all based on this one research paper article that was never published that was written by the girl's mom. Here's my question.
Watch the musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's
Harry Boo.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I got my peppy touch the other night.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah, it was me, but it's okay.
But anyway, yeah. Yeah, we were talking before we got on mic, and I was
Speaking
like,
of
music, and I'm like, it really wasn't that much stuff that came out, end of the year stuff. I'm looking through it, and it's like the same stuff. Okay, Blood Clot's got more names, songs out. And then, there are two.
Two?
Iggy Pop It just came
I
out.
heard about that, and I heard it's good.
Oh my God, he's releasing singles like everybody else does now because you want to stay in the algorithm.
Course.
I get it. First song, Frenzy, which I put on the podcast,
Yeah.
was like, it was punk, it was good. This new one, Strung Out Johnny, I put that on there too. Freaking,
Oh, my stomach.
I'm like, God damn it, the Iggy Pop still has it. It is such a good song. And it's way different than Frenzy. Frenzy is more of his old school Stooges punk. This is kind of like, I want to say like 80s kind of Iggy Pop, or like a little bit of a
Okay.
Strung Out Johnny, you know. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. And so I was like, well, you know, we can't really have a whole music episode just on Iggy Pop. I mean, we could talk about his favorite songs. But then I'm like, you know, what else is out there that's new? I mean, besides Paramore's got a new single out. This
Who
is
cares?
why. Yeah, that redhead, she's pretty cute.
Lay it on me. What's the big...
And then I scrolled,
Unzip and drop it.
and I was like, hold on a second. Big ups to our boy, Mike Stolper, who's a huge fan.
Stopey.
There is a new album out by The Mentors.
The Mentors. Wait, now, aren't there dead people?
Well, El Duce got hit by a train, allegedly.
What?
Well, there's that whole Kurt and Courtney thing where El Duce was going to expose everybody. He was going to expose that he was...
Decoded the intel from the First Order spy. Somehow Palpatine returned.
I thought you were dead.
I thought he was
The
dead.
Mentors are still around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's in there, but I scrolled through. Now, the album cover, it literally looks like a dollar store freaking... Oh, listen to me. I can hear myself again.
I was checking the chat.
Yeah, looking at the Mentors, the album cover is just lame. Like somebody did it on a bad thing of Microsoft Word. I'm like, what's going on here?
What do you expect from the Mentors?
I mean, the new album, Get Ready Kids. I'm going to read the name of the album and the track listing for your enjoyment. Since we
boy.
don't have a lot of music this week.
That's okay.
Besides our local fans, you know, we're going to go see BAM tonight. So, you know, we'll go over the new album by the Mentors. I'm going to have to listen to it so I can pick a favorite to put on the playlist. What a way to end the year, pal. We're going to put on some Mentors at the end of that playlist. The new album is called Houses of the Horny.
That's our old apartment in Cold Spring, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. The couch that had so much DNA on it. And it wasn't even just ours. It was
I know.
other people. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, whatever. We'll have some tracks here. The track listing for Houses of the Horny. Pull your pants down, everybody. It's going to be good. We have Wine You, Dine You, 69 You.
Of course.
Service Me or Be Smacked.
I guess
no,
that
it
says what it is.
Service Me of Be Smacked. So they even messed up on the name. The next track would be called In and Out of You. Kings of Sleaze. Split the Square. I wonder what that's about.
In and Out of You reminds me of that Frank Zappa song.
Yeah. Basher. Oh, that's kind of lame. I mean, come on, guys. Then we get to the end. It's getting good. We got Masturbation Illness.
Sounds like me.
Slutfucker Paradise. Wow. Fresh Off the Vine. And then ending it all with Sex Education. You'll be happy to know, John,
There's a lot of songs on here.
that Kings of Sleaze and Masturbation Illness, they have alternate takes.
Oh, good. Thank
So in
God.
case you...
Service Me or Be Smacked alternate take. And that one's typed right. Why
That
is the
was-
alternate take one spelled correctly?
It's alternate.
God damn you, $1 million high.
I mean, the Mentors, everybody. Hey, everybody. It's
Well, let's talk about what's Dottie doing.
doing.
Hi, Dots. What's going on?
What's up? What's going on out there?
I'm going out for a while.
Okay.
Oh, you going to go to the corner, score some droat? You gonna
You gotta
score
go to
some
the
smack?
store, get yourself a stick of butter, a loaf of bread,
And a quart of milk.
All right.
Don't forget to wear your mask. There's COVID going crazy out there.
Mom, you just missed. We were going over the new tracks for the new Mentors album. Are you a fan of the Mentors, Mimi?
I don't know the Mentors.
They've got a great song called Wine Me, Dine Me, 69 Me.
Or
Wine Me, Dine Me, 69 You.
Oh, that's true. Or you can go through the top 5, which would be Suck for Rent. That's a good one, Mimi. You should check that one out.
Yeah, Greg, you should live up to that.
Yeah, there are people. Yeah, your poor son who went to college for music doesn't have a record deal, but these guys do.
It's ridiculous. I know. There's so much talent out there. There's too much talent.
But apparently the Mentors is not one of them. But we just wanted to let you know that the Mentors do have a new album out. So thanks, Mimi. We love you.
We love you, Mimi.
Yeah, we love you too.
All right.
Drive safe.
Be careful. If you're going to drive
You got precious car you go out there. And like Greg says,
if you're going to drive tonight, please take a car.
that's right.
It's not icy out.
And as we used to tell Walter, you too drunk to take the car.
It's not icy. I need a few things.
Yeah, no, it's raining out, but I think we're good. We're going to be heading out soon. We're
Yeah,
finishing
we'll
up
see you
the
over at the
episode.
Freight House in about 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to listen to...
Get your bitch asses to the Freight House, people. We're going to check out the Barry Mangione Blue Alien Mystic with Doug Frank.
Dougie Franks.
I love that it's Blue Alien.
All right, bye, Mimi. Everyone, that was my mom.
Well, thanks. Another episode of Hey, what's Mimi doing? I love
didn't
that
even-
Barry's band Blue Alien Mystic is BAM and his initials are BAM.
Yeah.
Barry Allen. I thought he was fucking with me. I was like, no, it's Barry Allen. I was like, you are not the Flash, but apparently he is.
Apparently he is.
Did you hear what I was just playing? I don't think this will get pulled.
Up your back and service me. Bend on
Oh, wait, that was my wedding song.
I couldn't pee on your beer.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
I
Mentors.
just realized looking through there, if you get a chance, Houses of the Horny. I think John and I will be listening to that on the way to the Freight
Hell
House. Not to be confused with Over the Top, which has my favorite song, which I just mentioned to Mimi, Suck for Rent.
Yeah.
And Dusha Fixin'. But they don't have... I'm very upset.
They don't have the early shit.
No, they don't have Up the Dose.
Nope.
That was a good one.
The good stuff.
Like going through your purse.
My woman from Sodom, she lets me rock her bottom. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Mentors. There's a great documentary on the Mentors, too, if you watch it on Amazon.
You
Prime.
know, and dude, you mentioned that Dio documentary a couple weeks back. I watched it. I have a whole new respect for fucking Dio.
Yeah, since we are in the music category, yeah.
And you know, doing a little bit of the old.
Back in the days when I was young.
Damn it, we're old.
I told you this story before we got on the air. Watching that documentary, I feel like it's probably something I repressed, but it took me all the way back to that summer where I was dating that girl Marina, and I went away with Danny Irucci and his dad and a couple other people who I don't even fucking remember who went. We went to the Jersey Shore, and when I came back, like while we were in Jersey Shore, oddly, my birthday happened. It was like my 15th birthday while we were in Jersey Shore, and when I came back, it was like 14th or 15th, somewhere around there. But, you know, her and I had scheduled to get back together, and we went to the movies. In the middle of the movie, she's like, I got to give you your birthday present. I was like, well, after the movie. And she's like, no, I want to give it to you now. Can we go give it to you now? I was like, yeah, okay, fine. We left the theater and like went out into the hallway, and she gives me this cassette tape. Obviously, it's wrapped, and I open it up, and it's fucking Dio Holy Diver. Had never listened to it before. I don't know how at that point I hadn't listened to fucking the Dio Holy Diver album, but she gives it to me. I was like, oh, great. And she goes, yeah, I'm glad you really like it. I was like, yeah. And she goes, and I don't think we should see each other anymore. She broke up with me and then left.
Wow.
And I was like, standing there like, what the fuck just happened? I think that gave me a mental block against really like giving Dio a good chance.
I can
because I
understand
associate with that memory. But dude, the top 10, like the top 5 songs in my playlist are Dio, Rainbow, and Black Sabbath with Dio are the first top songs now in my liked playlist that I listen to.
Hey, and you got to listen to some Elf too, man. Some Elf.
I'll get there, but it really turned me around and like reinvigorated like knowing the Godfather of metal, the fact that like you said it like that, the whole like devil horns thing that's came from him.
Yep.
So
yeah, it was really, if you do get a chance to watch it, Dreamers Never Die, I believe it's called.
Yep.
It's on Showtime. You can catch it, I think, Paramount Plus.
I didn't even know he was in Deep Purple.
No, he was never in Deep Purple.
Oh, that's right. He got together with the guys from Deep Purple.
Well, Richie Blackmore wasn't
Right.
Deep Purple, who started Rainbow.
Right.
We
That's
told
the
that
Deep
whole
Purple
story
connection.
about, how he was like, hey, that singer from that band, Elf, was really good. I'm going to get him for my band. And, the rest
It
is
was
history.
just so good.
Yeah, you forget, like...
If you guys got Showtime, check it out. It's on Showtime. You can get it on Showtime Anywhere, Showtime On Demand, whatever.
Yeah, definitely get a chance to... If you get a chance to watch it, it's one of my favorite docs. I mean... if we ever do the ranking episodes, that would definitely be up there. As far as, like, even just movies. You know? Like, it was just... we had discussed before we got on mic, too. You talked about your horrible Holy Diver.
Holy Diver!
She freaking broke up with you with a $10 tape. She's like, here you go. Like, you didn't even get it to me on 8-track? What's going on here?
Not even vinyl.
Vinyl, yeah. I mean, I remember getting that Dio Last in Line. And just Holy Diver too. You got to look at. They talked about the whole story about the guy photographed that guy
in the water.
Yeah, which to me looked like a painting.
Yeah,
like it wasn't. Why?
But
did
it
they
was.
take
I think they took the pictures and then used the pictures to make the painting.
Maybe, yeah, because it was just like, why did they put this poor guy?
They
in the ocean?
they have a copy of Holy Diver on vinyl up on the wall in Dark Side Records in Poughkeepsie.
Ooh,
and I saw it and I was like, wow. I was like, to think about like the fact that like I had that, and it just sparked a conversation with guys. Like I told him about the documentary. I was like, one of the most bizarre realizations is you see the little demon guy behind there on the album cover. He goes, yeah. I go, it actually has a name. He goes, it's not the Satan. I was like, no, it's Murray.
Yeah.
Fucking Murray. I thought Eddie from fucking Iron Maiden was bad. That guy's name is Murray.
Or Vic Rattlehead we talked about.
Vic Rattlehead from
Megadeth. You're like, oh boy.
Oh, that's so douchey.
Yeah, I know. But back then it was like, we talked. You watch the videos. Like the Last in Line is actually, I forget who they said it in the documentary who produced and did that. It was actually a pretty big name.
Oh yeah,
movie guy. But you watch like Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark, where he's walking around like a little elf with the freaking sword, and you're like, those back then in the '80s were like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And you watch it now, you're like, what the hell was I smoking?
But I thought it was great that like they kind of go behind the pull back the curtain. It's like this was a persona that Dio put out there because he wanted to have this, like he thought the image of being like so metal and into fantasy and dragons and swords and all that shit was so fucking metal. And I hate saying it, it's fucking genius that he calls that Demon Murray, because like to this day it's not like it's like, ooh, I can't believe that. It's like, it's fucking Murray, dude, like whatever. Like it's timeless. And it just shows he had this I don't know, his finger on the pulse of metal, that like whatever I do, it's going to stand the test of time.
Yeah, and like we had talked about it when I saw it, and how he talked about the things that he wrote about was like the fantasy and the the D&D kind of like Warhammer shit, right? But and like when he was with Rainbow, he did that, and then they wanted to do that pop song, and he was like, "I sing about fucking dragons, dude. I'm not singing about a love song."
Well, and they kind of pushed the fact that he was always like, "I want my songs to tell a story."
Yeah, and
which is what's missing from music today. I think there's no story in the songs other than put your back into the oar.
Of course, yeah. I mean, there is a lost thing that I've noticed, and it's something that I like to do. Is like when you bought an album, it's like a photo album. It's a collection of a time capsule in that period, and it tells a story. It doesn't have to be a concept record, but like it has a theme to it. Like I always like to put out albums where it's like a theme to it.
Yeah.
And I did go down the Dio rabbit hole, like with the Rainbow and stuff. And I even listened to, after that documentary, I just kind of did Dio on shuffle because I forgot about, like I kind of tapped out after.
Hashtag Dio on shuffle. We own that. It's mine.
No, it was I did one of the Dio thing where I was on shuffle, and I forgot about, like, because I kind of tapped out after like Dream Evil, like fourth, fifth album. I was kind of like, okay. I listened to they were playing tracks off of like his later stuff, like when he was playing clubs.
Yeah,
like I think it's Angry Machines is that album, Magica and stuff. Holy freak, it's really good. I'm like, I missed all this stuff.
And watching fucking Jack Black jizz his pants, putting him in. He's like, it's the only thing from the Pick of Destiny that was any good.
Yeah, I know. But yeah,
in it.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Other than that, really, that's kind of it for the news. What else was that?
That was it for music.
Yeah. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music News.
I think we did it, man.
I think
we got a show to get to in a little while. I got to take a piss.
You got to pee. I got to pee. I got to scrub my balls. Maybe I won't. I'll have to do the swipe and see.
Oh.
But anyway, thank you once again for checking out
everybody.
Our podcast. We're very happy. We love doing. And look, coming up in 2023, like I said,
New playlist.
We're gonna have to kind of figure that out.
No, we'll just call it "Hey Pal, What's New 2023." Done.
Yeah, year 2 or no, it's year 3.
No, 2023.
Yeah,
there you go. We'll just do it by that now.
Yeah. Do we take like the top 10? Maybe what we do to get it started is take the top songs that we like from 2022. Start that. Maybe like top 5.
Okay.
Of our of this year, new songs that you're like.
We'll have to go through our Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, and see what's on there. You know what made me really? I'll leave it at this. I was going to say with the music stuff. You know how they do the 2022 Wrapped.
Yeah.
You know, mine was Ghost. You know, because I love that band. But take a guess what my daughter Violet's number 1 top Wrapped artist was.
You.
No, they hate me.
Taylor Swift.
No. You'll be very proud. The Smiths.
Nice.
She goes, Dad, the Smiths. I was like, you know that you and your Uncle John are like, Uncle JF are like huge Smiths fans. I said, you know when Morrissey tours again, you're coming with us. And she's like, oh my
he
God,
was just in the city doing like a whole series of things. And
I know.
I'm so mad I didn't get tickets.
And, you know, we talk about
He did a Vegas residency. I wish I'd gone to that.
Teaching our children well. That my 14-year-old daughter, her favorite band from 2022 was the Smiths. And right after she left, she sent me a picture. She was in Newbury Comics, and she's holding up a cover of Louder Than Bombs. And I'm just like, dang it, I got through to her.
Roll tear.
I did. Talk about the whale. I feel like that now. I'm kind of his weight at this point. But anyway.
And you know what? Just to before we sign off here, that I rewatched the Bumblebee movie, the Transformers Bumblebee movie.
Not having Optimus Prime.
And no, it did. It had Optimus Prime.
Did it have Optimus Prime?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Bumblebee. B-29, you must go to Earth and warn them. And it's like the whole... But the point was, one of the things I realized that made me like that movie so much is there's a lot of fucking Smiths and Morrissey in that fucking movie.
Is there really?
Oh my God, she's listening to Smith and like B's like, oh no. And then they like wind up loving it. And she's got a Smith shirt and she's always listening to... And when she's like the drum thing and... And she's in the mirror with a toothbrush in her mouth going like...
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Hot take, I have never seen a single Transformers movie. Not a one.
Well, I will transform you.
Optimus Prime. I watched the cartoony when I was a kid.
Me too.
Never saw Transformers.
Well, if you want some Transformer toys, check out Garden State Picker. He's got a shit ton of them.
Oh yeah, that's why
your Christmas shopping right there.
Sorry, J Boy.
I can't believe he's not getting more for those the Transformers Beast Wars ones with the new Transformers Beast Wars shit coming out in the movie.
Oh, he will. He will. Hey, look, if you go to our showcase in March, you know, maybe he'll have some... Why are you playing with the child? Not my child.
Anyway. All right.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go see Bam. Anybody? Thanks again. Yeah. And,
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, touch yourself.
Send nudes.
Sackofsin.com. Yes, slide them into our DMs.
That's right.
And we're going to go crank some Dio and go see Bam. So have a good night.